If you want to get more and higher quality leads on a consistent basis for your coaching or agency business, this video is for you. Because everything we're going to cover today is only going to be regarding leads. Now let's start from the very beginning of the funnel. Obviously, to get leads, you need to get more eyeballs. And how do you get them? Well, there's a bunch of different ways. You can get referrals and affiliates. You can use Instagram or organic traffic or cold DMs. What we are personally doing is YouTube discovery ads, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But it doesn't matter which one of these funnels you use. The main thing out of the funnel is that there has to be a very low commitment into the call to action which you give. So ideally, what you want to do is you don't want to pitch to your service, but rather to them just watching a long form video of yours. And this is the easiest way how to get people hooked into you as a person. The most direct method of doing this is YouTube discovery ads, where you basically have a YouTube channel, which in this case for me is an e-commerce coaching business. And we have a bunch of organic content, which is doing pretty well. And the most popular videos though are ads. So for example, this main reason why you fail in dropshipping video is purely covered by ads. And these 189,000 views are all not organic. We actually paid YouTube to promote these videos and basically get more traffic to the YouTube channel, and later on we converted them. So if we actually talk about the numbers here, over the last 6 months or so, we spent around 100K, 97,000 in ad spend on Google, and that's the only ad spend we had ever. And in the same time period, we made around 2.2 million euros. Now keep in mind, this is not everything. We had a bunch of people who directly paid us through the bank, and we have another Copcard account. But anyways, this is the majority of it, and to spend less than 100K and make 2 million out of that is a pretty good return on investment, especially keeping in mind that because of that, our profit margins on the money we made is around 70%. And keep in mind, this is all only cash collected. We obviously have people who are paying payment plans, and we have open payments still. But anyways, let's get back to our little graph here. The only reason why this is working and why we can keep around like 15K a month in terms of discovery ads is that the commitment we want from people is super, super low. It doesn't matter if you're running an IG funnel or this discovery ad thing, what we're doing. The point of it should just be watch my YouTube video. And the YouTube channel itself is going to do all the selling for you, because what we're doing is we have a bunch of ways to retarget people. One is doing organic content like here, where we post basically 3 times a week a new video, and a lot of them, for example, out of the last 4 we posted, 3 are case studies where I literally just interview my top clients and they talk about their amazing experience with me. And the beautiful thing here, which happens, is you start selling to fans. These people who binge watch my channel for like 3-4 months straight are real fans. And it doesn't matter if they watch it just for a couple of weeks or for a couple of months, they love me. The people who watch my YouTube videos consistently are super fans. And it's the easiest thing in the world to sell somebody who actually loves you. They go into the sales call and they're so happy that we actually accept them into our program, because we actually are selective at this point. And what I mean with being selective here, we literally just call 50% of our leads. And if I go to my Typeform real quick over here, let me just log in. If I basically go to my main funnel, you're going to see that the amount of leads is pretty significant. And here we're going to see that we have 19,000 leads. What a lead means is not a person who just put in their email and number and that's it. A lead for me means that they actually scheduled a call with us. It's not some VSL where we collect a shit ton of leads. It's actually them signing up for a call with us. And if you look at the times here, basically this is just today. All of this is just today. If we keep scrolling down until here, all of these people signed up today. And as I said, on average, we call 50% of them, because the other 50% just don't fill in the Typeform properly. They're unqualified, or they just generally seem like they're not a good fit. So who actually calls them is a setter. And to me, it's a little bit weird how you guys in the US call setters the people who are DMing people on Instagram. This is not what I mean. What I'm saying when I say setter is a person who calls all the leads who signed up for a time and date through a Calendly and Typeform. It's not them bulk calling some VSL bullshit leads. It's real people who want to have the call. 50% of those get called by the setters. And the setters actually qualify really fucking hard. We literally have a 70% drop-off rate of people who do the setting call and are qualified for the sales call. So only 30% of the 50% who we call are even qualified to talk to the sales guy. And obviously here, because we're selling hyper fans who are super qualified, the closing rates are really high. We have over 75% closing rate. In reality, it's over 85, but let's keep it at 75 just for the sake of it. All of this only works because of the long form content, and because the long form content is exceptionally good. If you go to my main channel, my Michael Bernstein channel, where I coach people how to build a dropshipping store. Watch these videos and you're gonna see how good they actually are. We're providing insane amounts of value, number one. We're providing a shit ton of case studies. And number three, all the packaging is on point. Amazing editing, thumbnails, the hooks, everything is good. And this literally results in hyperfans. After people buy, a really interesting thing happens. And I saw this after starting the long-form content. It's basically that people see me as the YouTube guy. They see me as the famous guy on YouTube, which they constantly watch and they basically love. And even though in the e-commerce program, mostly people get to talk to my team because I hired a team of experts who basically teaches dropshipping, they're totally fine with that because they understand I'm this famous YouTube guy and I'm busy as well. That's the first thing. The second thing which happens is I'm able to upsell people so much easier because they understand how the strategy is working for sure. What happens is they literally see case studies multiple times a week. And these people, like this guy or this guy or this guy basically, they see them in the program. Like they have group calls where everybody is involved and they see how everybody next to them are literally on the YouTube channel and it's real people. They know for a fact, all right, I see this guy ask beginner dumb questions and all of a sudden he blew up and started making a shit ton of money with dropshipping and now he's on the channel. This is real. I know for a fact the strategy works and it just keeps people so much more hyped about the strategy and they basically just don't quit. Because what I saw before the YouTube channel, even though the results were exceptional still, people started quitting because they just didn't believe that other people are making it work. When you have like a one-on-one program where you don't see anybody else crushing it, what happens is if you don't see the results after testing something in the beginning, you're like, wait, maybe this guy is a scam. Maybe he has no clue what he's talking about and the strategy doesn't work. And because of that, what ends up happening is they just quit. And this is something which does not happen if you have a lot of results, which you just show on YouTube. And here we also have to keep in mind, between the setting call and the sales call, there's at least one day. And we tell in the setting call specifically to watch the case study playlist with all the interviews with all the students before the sales call so people understand how the program works. And this is something which again is doing the sales for us. This part here is the easiest job in the world. To be a sales guy for me is ridiculously easy because you have people who just love and adore me and they beg you to accept them. And another thing which happens here is that the referrals also are so much easier to close. If I have a student who wants to refer me, they don't give me the referral in terms of the number and the email and that's it. They first let them watch my YouTube channel and then give me the number and the email and then we call them and it's so much easier to close them because they already know who I am. They know I'm legit. They know for a fact that everything is real and they basically are able to consume my personal brand very easy. Now, one more part which we do, which I forgot to mention, is retargeting ads. So everybody who actually watches my YouTube videos gets retargeted a shit ton with videos. So for example, we spend like 4K on this campaign, which is purely website visitor retargeting. And then we basically have like a bunch of YouTube video view retargetings like this one and stuff like that. So that is how my funnel works. Now let's take a look at the same exact thing, just without long form content. That's what most of you guys are doing, or if you do have long form content, you just suck at it and it's also useless. So how does the whole thing look without long form? Again, you get eyeballs, organic, cold DMs, IG, referrals, whatever it is. The commitment you want from these eyeballs, basically you run ads or whatever, is the setting, or in your case, probably the sales call. The first thing you do is you pitch them onto a website where they watch one video of yours, which is on the landing page, and then you get their number and then you just call them and try to sell them on call one. And I'm seeing that most of you guys don't even have a setting call, but whatever. That's how your funnel is designed. Of course, the amount of ad spend you have to give for this to happen is so much higher than just getting them to watch a YouTube video and subscribe. The more commitment you ask from a person, the more on point everything in terms of your funnel has to be. You need to be having the best creative ever, the best website ever, the best sales guys ever. Everything needs to be so on point to even come close to a return on investment of like 10, which would be super low for us because ours is way over 20 all the time just because of the long form content. Now, you don't have any free retargeting. The only retargeting you do is paid. So you have to pay YouTube ads, you have to pay Facebook ads, you have to pay these platforms just to do retargeting for you. But with a long form funnel, it's all free. You just have organic retargeting after they subscribed once. And also what happens is the people who buy are a little bit weird. You must be a bit weird to just buy something from a random person who doesn't have anything online and you have no clue who the fuck he is. Maybe he has one Instagram page and a few stories and that's it. To buy from that person, you must be a lower quality lead by default. High quality leads just buy from high quality personal brands. Because if you start making a lot of money, you're not going to be doing these impulse buys where somebody cold DMs you and you're like, yeah, sure, let me just give you my money. That's not how it works. And then the other thing which happens is there's no long form case studies. You just have a few testimonial videos where you have like a 1 or 2 minute clip of some random guy saying how great you are, which doesn't even come close to like a 30-minute to an hour interview, and everything seems so much more legit. So in between the setting call and the sales call, or right for the sales call, they don't watch shit. They didn't see anything of yours. Only thing they saw is one website video. That's it. And you basically start selling to strangers. And these 40% closing rates are considered to be astronomically high. If you have a 40% closing rate without anything and without having a setting call, is ridiculously high. The other 60% who never buy do not get retargeted. With us, if you didn't buy in the sales call, you're still a subscriber. A couple of months later, you saw another case study and you're like, damn, this clicked. I can resonate with this client so much. Let me just buy now. And we have so many people come back after they didn't buy from the sales call. The follow-up just gets so much easier because of that, because they stay fans after the sales call, even though the sales call wasn't successful. And upsells aren't getting you new clients. If you have a successful client, you don't post it publicly on YouTube. Your successful client, which you basically can upsell, is not a proper case study. You just have the upsell money and that's it. If I get a new client who gets results, I literally post it everywhere on YouTube, and all of a sudden, it didn't only bring me the money for the upsell, also brought me in a bunch of new clients. And the same thing happens with the referrals. Like, they don't have anything to watch. It's basically you just having a cold lead who has a couple of good words from somebody who referred them to you, which obviously should be still easier, but it's so much easier if you have that plus a personal brand. Now, I have to say, if you're running an Instagram funnel, DMs don't even come close to what we're getting with YouTube. Don't get me wrong. If you have a good Instagram DM funnel, that's great and all, but if you pair that with an amazing YouTube channel, you're gonna crush. If you get these DMs to watch an amazing YouTube video and then start binge watching all the other content and becoming a subscriber, that's where you make the money, not from the DMs. And the same thing comes from cold DMs, just cold DMing random people and just having a YouTube presence. They're gonna Google you before the sales call, or they ask you a question or something, you can just respond by sending them a link to your YouTube channel and say, hey, here's the answer to exactly the question you asked me. This is how we do it. And then they click onto that and they start becoming a fan later on. That's how you sell. Now, one thing I have to tell you is that organic marketing is very difficult if you don't know how to run it properly, because it's so much easier to just fuel everything with discovery ads, which we do, and then retarget them. And that's obviously the easiest way to get consistent leads through YouTube. If you run any of these funnels and don't have a YouTube channel yet, you have to sign up for a call with me and we're gonna get you started. If you're running a coaching business, you already make at least bare minimum like 10K a month, we're gonna be able to help you out so easy. And if you are running a YouTube channel, but it's still not converting well for you, well, your content sucks. And that's also might be the reason why nothing works. So if you want us to look over every video you do, make sure that your content is perfectly on point, and then also either run the discovery ads and the retargetings for you or explain to you how to do that. Click the link below, sign up for a call, and we're going to talk to you soon.